2015, the rematch.
I'm looking for that position finish that I need.
It's not good at the moment, Nico.
But what the hell does that mean?
Flat out race.
Oh my goodness, don't touch, they're so close! Wow, this is amazing racing!
Maximise qualifying. Finishing in Melbourne.
They're having to retire already.
Winning in Singapore.
Thing that is working on the dash is your gear shift paddles, okay?
Over for Nico Rosberg here in Singapore.
Respecting our rivals.
Oh, and he's punctured Hamilton.
Getting one step higher.
I strongly dislike coming second to Lewis. That's really not something I enjoy doing.
Taking no prisoners.
He's made the move! He squeezes his teammate out! Hamilton takes the lead in the US Grand Prix!
Let's go.
From Daniel Ricciardo on the far edge! Oh, Perez!
Welcome to our viewers from around the globe. You join us just as today's practice session for the Australian Grand Prix is about to start. The teams will be visiting tracks across 5 continents as they battle it out for both the drivers and the Constructors' Championships. What race on the calendar do you think the teams will have a special eye on this year?
Well, I think the teams will be looking forward to the Mexican Grand Prix, which is being held back at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. It was last run way back in 1992.
This year sees Honda return to the sport, reforming one of the greatest partnerships in F1 history with McLaren. Do you think they can rekindle the success they had during the 80s and the 90s?
It won't be easy, but yes, I think so. It's been a tough few years for McLaren with the loss of Hamilton, Mercedes withdrawing as a shareholder and major investor in the team, and losing technical director Paddy Lowe. This could mark the start of their return to prominence.
Okay, Jeff here. Radio check seems good. Before we get started, I just want to tell you how much I'm looking forward to working with you. Your success is my success, so let's give it our all. If you need anything, just let me know.
Hello guys and welcome to career mode on F1 2015. It's finally here after months of waiting and of me waiting for it to arrive actually. I actually got this on Saturday night from Sainsbury's because GameSeek didn't deliver on the actual day it was supposed to be released, but it's Tuesday now, so yeah, this is practice now. I'm going to show you one highlight which is pretty cool. It's slide. Lucky we didn't hit any walls, damaged the car, and the car felt awful in this first race. It was just all over the place. I wasn't used to the handling yet, I wasn't used to the braking. I just needed a few more laps before starting this career mode, so yeah, sorry about that guys. But now move on to qualifying.
That's practice over and a successful session for Lewis Hamilton. He's bound to be pleased with the car's performance today. Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. We'll soon learn the true performance of these cars out on track. What can we expect to see in the following session?
Well, I think we're all expecting the Mercedes power unit to be particularly strong this year, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them at the front. But I wouldn't discount Red Bull or Ferrari just yet. We know they have the talent and the resources to react to any problem, so although they may be playing catch-up, I would expect them to bring some major upgrades pretty early, maybe before we even get back to Europe.
As we're on a qualifying lap now, and coming into the lap, it's been a pretty good lap as we come over the line and we go P4 with a 127.837, which is alright, as we that was our final lap, and we had a good lap and we finished P4 on the grid for tomorrow's race.
What a session it's been for Mercedes today. They've locked the front row of the grid for tomorrow's race.
They're going to be unstoppable in the race tomorrow. That's if they can stay 1-2 by the end of the first corner, as there are some fast starters behind them.
It's nearly 5 o'clock here local time, and welcome to race day here in Melbourne, Australia. The cars are on the grid and they should be setting off shortly for the formation lap. It's a great position for Lewis Hamilton to start the season from, and one that he'll be hoping he can capitalise on and turn into a race win today.
Well, we all know that Lewis has raw speed, and if you give him a fast car, he'll win races. So if he can stay out front by the end of the first few corners, I'm sure he's going to be very difficult to beat.
It was a disappointing day for Fernando Alonso yesterday. He's starting further down the grid than he would have liked, but he'll still be hoping for a strong result today.
Well, Fernando is a great starter, and he'll be looking to make up a few places on that first lap to try and get himself back into a position that he's more familiar with.
As we're on the grid now, waiting for the race to start, as it is, and you can see on the screen, it is inters right now. So not the best way to start the race on inters, as we're going to struggle like hell. It's not used to the handling, the braking, and he's even harder in the wet. So lights out, away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. We get an alright start, bit bogging down at the start. We get passed by Ricciardo, which is surprising. But we're going to dive up the inside of Vettel, and we get P3 at the first corner. So been an alright start to this career mode, as now we're going to go to this turn 3, very hard braking zone, very easy to lock up the fronts, and there's been an incident on the track, but that's been cleared. It was going very wide at turn 4, and it is very hard to control this car while it's in high speed with rain, as Vettel's now going down the inside, and we're going to try and go down outside as we touch, and I don't know whose fault was that, but I was probably a racing incident, as we're losing so many positions right now. We lost 5, and I'm just really livid at this point. Vettel coming inside, we're going to go around the outside as we locked up. So I don't know whose fault was that. So yeah, just try and get a head down and try and get some places back and concentrate on this race. We need value points from this race, as now Hulkenberg's trying to get us up inside, but we go wide, and he's going to have a massive run on us down this straight, as he's trying to go around the outside of us down the straight. Can we outbrake him? Yes, we can, but we go too wide. He's going to do the cutback, and nice move from Hulkenberg there, very smart, and we get loads of oversteer in the exit of turn 4 I mean, and we're on lap 5 still. So not the best race, not the best start to this race, and on end of lap 9, we're going to come in for our pit stop now, as our tyres are going off severely, and we're going to go on to another set of inters, which is horrible to see, because we want dry weather in this career mode and first race, so we can get some points. But our pit crew were not ready for this pit stop. Literally 4 seconds as we get held up by the Lotus and Sauber of Felipe Nasr, I think that was. That was Ericsson, sorry. As we get a horrible pit stop, 20 seconds at least. And coming on to lap 16 now, going for turn 1. We go very wide, and that was just our mistake, not concentrating enough. And Saints, who's is a lap down, coming back at us, so he should back out now. But guess what? He turned into us, and yeah, and slows us down even more. Luckily, we did not get any damage for our front wing or suspension damage. But we look on a replay now. He should have backed out of it. I don't know if that was my fault or his. Make sure you leave a comment if that was my fault or his. But he should have backed out of it. He was a lap down. As you see another replay of the incident. Can't really see it because of the trees and are in the way. But I wasn't happy about that point. He was just a lap down. Now coming on to the end of lap 16, Mary is going very slow. And he's just blocking the racing line. What are you doing, Mary? Now we get a warning for that. Even though he's on the racing line going very slow, he's a lap down as well. As that was just pointless. As coming on to lap 19 now, coming through the penultimate corner. We're gonna come through the last corner. I'm gonna do a little light, lovely slide. I was just very proud of that. Nice throttle control. And then I just got a few replays because I want to show that again. Just look, full lock through the last corner. Wish you can get that in F1, real F1, but nah, you need to look after your car in real F1. But coming on to lap 20 now, gonna pit for some new inters, but the track is actually drying up as the AI actually went on to dry tyres. I didn't know actually where to pit for dries. I thought it was gonna dry out for like 10 minutes, but you have to pit very early for dries on this game. As we get held up again in the pits, 5.7 seconds in the pits, as that Sauber and Lotus, I think, again held us up. As the end of lap 20, next lap, we're coming for some dry tyres now, as everyone else is coming in for some dries. So a bit of a silly mistake from us and the Ferrari guys. Didn't know when the track was dry enough. As we go on some option tyres, 9 laps left. Can we maybe salvage some points from this race? As our pace was from Friday was very good from option tyres and the qualifying. So yeah, let's put our head down and try and get some points from this race. We're 14th now. Now we're going to try, and we should not no grip on the exit of turn 1. So yeah, was that looking good, cool coming out on the dries. As we've got a replay of, I think this is Ericsson. He's got no front wing. He's going very wide. Now we're going to see him. Now we go round the outside of 3 cars. That was a lovely move, but very scary because we didn't. If we crashed into them, our race would have been over. As that Sauber gets nearly close to our rear tyres. As Button is ahead of us now. We're on lap 24. Bit of a cut there, but it was our first race and we wanted points severely. As Button is actually racing us in that McLaren Honda, which is surprising if we got DRS, but don't know if the AI is just really too fast on. Sorry for that transition there, that shouldn't be there. But I don't know why the McLaren is so fast when the AI are racing. As Button's right behind us, but he's a lap down. I forgot about that. We'll be coming across the line in 10th place.
And that's a win for Nico Rosberg at the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. What a result for this German driver.
What a fantastic result for Nico. He'll be so happy to start the season on such a positive note.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye and see you again next time.